and following your guts. I'm going right to it. Okay, September 7th, 2008, Wembley Stadium. Soccer Aid. Let's go.
Best
All right.
day of
you go.
He got away from Ben Shepherd. Oh, he's stopped by Angus Deaton. But here's Kenny Logan. And now a chance for Marini! David Seaman is beaten by a film actor by the name of Gilles Marini. And the rest of the world have a 2-1 lead at Wembley.
Tell me about it. Tell me about the chip. First of all, how did you get into? So what they didn't know was that this guy can play. Did they or did they not know that you could play?
No. So what happened is the following: this movie was so massive that they thought, oh, if we bring this guy that, by the way, I was playing for Hollywood United. Yeah. That is an amazing team. I was playing first for a small little pickup game team called Kudas, and then somehow Hollywood United plays Kudas, and Hollywood United kills Kudas like always 10-0. But this time they didn't, and I kept scoring on them. So they're like, "Who's this guy? You come over."
Is that Robbie's team? No, Robbie Williams. So
no, Hollywood United is back then the Steve Jones and all those guys that created, right? And then he became something. And I really don't know what's happening now because I detached a lot from soccer the last 5-6 years in America. I kept because life gets busy and you get older and you don't play and you're like, it's stupid and you should have keep playing. And I'm starting to play again finally, but we all have those moments in life. But I started with Hollywood United, and then they came to me and they say, hey, do you want to play in Wembley? And when they say Wembley, I'm like, yes. What?
What? Yes.
This and that. I spent 8 months being a monster for cardio. I wanted to have a cardio that people like, what is this guy doing? And if you look at the commenters, they're like, what did he take? Because here, try to score, and twice I take the ball out of the goal. And I'm a forward. And I was always going back and forth and back and forth. I was completely like, dude, I was on Wembley crack. I was not stopping. So
Wembley, though. You're Wembley.
Yeah. But when people know about football, Wembley is the mecca, and it's not going to change. That's where soccer was invented. That's how old it then, soccer. Then it became football. Actually, football, I think it became in America the word football. But anyway, I have to look that again. But soccer was the first name of football in England. Yeah. And I was like, I have to do it. And then Romario was in the front. And Romario was starving for goals. So a couple of times he took the ball away from me to score. And I was not upset about it because I was just looking at Romario. I was
and Figo and everyone else. Yeah.
I said, man, I can hang with them. And one guy trained me for a couple of days. And he gave me all the things that I always was missing in soccer. And one of them was extremely simple. But that guy is Di Canio. He was playing at Lazio, and I became a manager. He's an incredible technician. So much that he created the action that I ended up scoring, and I gave him the ball for him to score. I think I was there for 2-1, and then 2-2, and then 3-2. And I kept Kenny Dalglish was our coach, and I was looking at him, and I was keep doing this. I wanted to be subbed because I fucking nailed it. I'm like, I don't want to. And then they put another guy, and then they get scored twice, and we lose 4-3, and I will always regret it. But it was the most amazing time in my life. Shearer came in the halftime, and he's, hey, come here. And 10 feet tall, and he put his hand around me like at the halftime. I'm sure we can see that. And he said, hey, the only guy who did that to me is Ronaldinho. Oh. And I never forget him for this. And you did that to me here?
So I said it was a chip and a curl. It was started by Figo, and I think I have a note here. Kenny Logan, I don't know who Kenny Logan is, but Figo, Logan, I'm going to get clipped up by that. Kenny Logan, then to you, and there's a chip and a curl, and that's just a beautiful. Man.
The trick here, I coach then a lot of kids. I love to go to Seaman Park. I don't know if you know where it is here. And I used to coach the kids. Parents laughed so much because put it in, touch it. It was all sexual without my knowledge. Without my knowledge. And so the parents were laughing a lot and loved it. It has a lot of intensity. For me, soccer was important. And I used to love rooting young female playing soccer mixed. You know, when they're young, they play girls, boy, right?
Yeah.
And young women didn't understand the power of their hips. So I used to tell them how to root their hips right before contact. So my team, young little girls, were hurting to cry the boys on the other team because they just didn't go. And the ref could never stop. You root yourself. You just root yourself. The kid, boom, and he falls, and you keep going. I was also always separating my team versus the others. So a lot of time, their own little team of boys and girls was kicking their own self, and the ball was spreading. And then when you spread the ball, we get the ball and score. So I always had that thought of playing and I love coaching. But I just to come down to it, soccer to me not only fill the gaps of young boys growing in projects into being so beautifully happy with your life. Soccer saved the lives of countless human beings. It is not a joke. It is not the second sport in the world. It's the first sport in the world, and then the rest of the world will land somewhere, but very freaking far.
Yeah,
it's kind of hilarious here that the 6% of this world, America, it doesn't jump yet into the absolutely supremacy of this sport. And there's a reason why. It's free to play.
You said earlier, I'm a baker. I make the ball. Maybe there's a goal over here. Maybe there's a goal over there. Boom. For me, I got into football, soccer in 2006. I watched Ronaldo get sent off when Rooney stepped on him in that I think it was Euro 2006. England were playing Portugal. That's how I got into it. But now, if I go anywhere in the world with my wife and we talk like, hey, listen, who do you support? And they're a football fan. That's it. We're done. It's in. It's over. And the night we're having, that's all we're doing is talk about football, and we're friends. So it's like the universal language. And you said this, it's a universal language, and I love it.
I can't say it better. It is the universal. It's a religion for so many people.
Yeah.
For so many people, they take that even more seriously than religion.
Mm-hmm. And you have another religion too, martial arts. You've been into you're friends with Cheick. I'm going to get his name wrong.
Kongo. Yeah, Cheick Kongo.
Cheick Kongo. Yeah, Cheick Kongo.
He's here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's here. He came with his two kids, and we spending couple days together. I didn't go to the beach today because I have a meeting with you.
All right.
Oh, yeah. They're coming back in 2006. 2005, 6. I really got into the mixed martial art world. Mm-hmm. The Ultimate Fighter. That's 1993. That's where the UFC, the MMA world, woke up.
Yeah.
The Gracie family, the Jiu Jitsu. So they did the UFC one, and then it became a phenomenon when the Ultimate Fighter on Spike showed up, and so I got intrigued by it. Put my son into the Jiu Jitsu. Put myself into Jiu Jitsu. I had the chance to corner Cheick Kongo many times because my background is more Muay Thai and stand up. Mm-hmm. I had the chance to be part of his journey as a fighter, as a professional fighter. We became brothers, really. And the first time I was in his corner was 2007. I got my black belt in Jiu-Jitsu a couple of years ago. Of course, the pandemic and everything just shattered everything in a way. Mm-hmm. Very difficult to get back into the groove of things, specifically when our industry is where it's at and everything else. My passion for mixed martial arts, for jiu-jitsu, it's crazy. At one point, I got to tell you, Josh, at one point, I was more enamored and living, breathing, whatever you want to say next, with jiu-jitsu than anything else. Mm-hmm. And the coloration was interesting because I went to Brazil, and the first thing I did, of course, jiu-jitsu, this and that, but everybody, when they go out of the academy, they go on the beach, play soccer. Yeah. Let's take our national sport is soccer. Okay. So I went back to this. That was just after 5-6 years after France won against Brazil 3-0. Remember that day? So every time I say, guys, I'm so sorry, I'm from France, they're like, whoa, they still had it, But yeah, no, I mean, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the Gracie family, the world of mixed martial art is really something I adore. My son was very fortunate to compete when he was really young. And I think he had 2 world championships and a national championship before age 15.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
And more cops like him. I'm just saying, loud and clear, LAPD. We need more cops like this. Kids who had a background into martial arts where it's not about punching someone, but it's about controlling someone so you don't hurt that person because maybe he has so many different issues and whatnot. There's a lot of things that the police and we veering off right now, but I'm very happy that we forced him to do things like that. So maybe through his career, he's going to be able to help others through a non-extremely violent way to stop people doing bad things.
Well, it's a discipline, and if you have the discipline correct, and you take that into your work, that could lead to certain things and be positive. And you mentioned your family, and you and your wife have been together a long time, and she's, I'm assuming, your rock over the last several years. And
yeah, I think she's more my temple, the pillar of the house. If she moves 1 inch away, whatever X and Y reasons, because I heard some crazy news today about people separating that I thought they would spend their life with together, but 25 years together. Every time somebody asks me, how long you been with your wife? I think I have to think about my son's age plus a year.
No, you say that. So I'd been obviously watching some of your clips and stuff, and when you were on Dancing with Stars, they would go to your wife and your kids, and I thought that was really like a beautiful moment to have her there with you, and she's been through your rise and seeing you, and obviously you can't do it without them, and that's fantastic.
And I got to give her props. Right now, you and I more me than you, because clearly you're doing something good with this podcast. With this, it's amazing. I'm very, very proud of you.
Thank you.
Just to say, like, right now with the strike, and then the writer strike, and then the pandemic, and then right after it was a lot of things that I'm not even allowed to talk about it because it's political now. Everything is. So I'm just going to keep right in the center. But it was a lot of turbulences in Hollywood where this thing doesn't work out really well. So when you have that fall of like, hot no more, and there's no reason why, you just try to scramble, and it gets into your head, because we have all insecurity and pain more than insecurity was for me. It was like, what do I do wrong? And when the world says nothing, not you, that's it.
Yeah.
Whoa. And it's years and this and that, and this crazy time in the pandemic. My wife, since we met, she was 19. Hold on. She never had a contract to go to a work 9 to 5 or whatever you need to do for work. She took care of the family entirely. That was a lot more difficult.
Hardest job out there.
Yeah, because you shut up and you're 24/7 and you don't get paid. How about that? That's the role of a mom or someone at home, and it's very difficult. So she took care of the entire thing. So that's why I say she's my temple, because if anything goes, bro, I don't know how to write a check. I don't know how to do taxes. Listen, I'm saying straight up, my wife is that. We always say, like, who wears the pants? At the end of the day, the things that I do is not about wearing the pants. She does it.
Yeah.
Running lines. And we made a living out of it. So it's also now a lesson to always put a little bit of things everywhere in the fire. So in case of insanity that we were not supposed to ever have,
like right now,
you can actually land on your feet with me. I am a little bit lost for the last couple of years, and without my wife, I would not want to be here on this planet. I tell you straight up.
Yeah,
she's right now out there working, and I have to just keep trying to create and make things happen. And of course, someone who works a 9 to 5 job at a bank or anything will take them maybe years for to go, oh, I wrote a project and I'm selling this project where I'm acting in it. It will be a substantial, enormous amount of money versus like the normal 9 to 5 job. I get it too. So that's why I'm trying my absolute best to keep this life happen. But the hurdles, and it looks like it's a malediction. Every time things are about to, okay, we're going back to, hold on. Oh, and So it's been a weird flow, but praise to my beautiful wife that has done way more than I can ever deserve.
Yeah.
Lucky me.
And that, like I said, you have to have someone behind you and be there for you, and you have, and people, not everyone finds that, and it's it's amazing. 25 years.
Yeah. And it's funny, we were having this good discussion about couples and the enormous amount of divorce and separation between people, and nothing is really clear. Nobody knows. I mean, we used to have a structure a little bit that it was right or wrong. It was kind of a structure, and we go. But now it's gone out of the window, So I was really fortunate to work hard enough to have Carol at home. And that gave us the opportunity to have kids that are literally looks like robots versus other kids. They know how to say hello, goodbye, thank you, and work.
Thank you. Yeah.
Things that is common sense. I only taught my kid respect.
Yeah.
Try to make sure that they were doing everything when it comes down to the schooling in a way, but never really put too much pressure. Both of them were okay. Juliana is amazing in school. I don't know. Maybe she's not my daughter. I don't know. But she's like, 2.0 of both of us for sure.
I'm gonna make a bad joke. I'm sure there's not a better looking mailman. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I'm just saying.
It's very specific right now, and I'm blessed to have my wife for sure. Yeah.
So I'm gonna wrap it up with you. Okay. So 2 things. 1, I have no idea who you support in football. I can guess. And what's next for Gilles Marini?
So, all right, I have those both answered.
Okay.
I've always, my entire life, support 2 teams. Unfortunately,
all right,
the one from my heart got dismantled after Zinedine Zidane left, and his son. Khan had a team where Zidane used to play in. So I was going to see Zidane for $1 playing, and you see the game and you see what is this very thin young figure that is the only one you want to put your eye on out of 22 players.
Yeah, and you're just
like, who's this guy? And man, remember the headbutt?
Why did this go on so long? Well, I think words were obviously said. That obviously Materazzi said something. There it is. You can't excuse that. Zidane's career ends in disgrace.
Zidane was always like short fuse, because he was always getting mauled on the field because his technicality was unheard of.
Unreal.
But different. For me, he's in Mount Rushmore for me. Yeah. Not by French, because he's Zidane. And so I was seeing this guy all the time. Of course, we adore him. Then he went to other teams, of course, and became Zidane. And so it's Khan. I was growing up there. I lived there, so it was Khan. And if he's not Khan, it's Marseille. So Marseille is my heart team. I will never be able to support anybody else but Marseille when it comes down to who's your team. And it's funny you say that, because if you go in the street of LA and you talk about somebody, don't ask them where they're from, when they love the foot, what team you support, and that's where they're from.
Who do you support? I tell it's the universe. Gilles?
First language.
Sport. That's it.
In Marseille. I'm going tomorrow to Lyon.
You are?
Say, and then I'm going to Cannes and to the vicinity of where I grew up tomorrow and see my mom. I can't wait.
Oh, fantastic. And that, so next work-wise for you, what do you have?
Right before this incredible necessary.
And by the way, that's a shitty question. I apologize.
No.
Obviously we know what's going on.
It's a good question. I got to tell you, Josh, right before the pandemic, right before this writer strike, I built something for a network and make something happen where I'm selling the project and I'm going to act in it and this and that. For me, that was my year. You know how it works. That was my year. I was so proud of being able to do this because as much as there's countless people in where I'm from, France, who looked at me when I came to America and say, this guy is schizophrenic. He's a mythomaniac schizophrenic. No way he's going to go to America without any English and end up being in Hollywood and doing the job that he always wanted to do. They forgot something. I just didn't want to be famous. I just like a plumber. if I'm passionate about plumbing, I'm going to become a plumber.
Yeah.
Right? If I'm passionate about, I don't know, counting money in Wall Street, I will do that. I was passionate about entertaining. I didn't see a stop anywhere. It was like, oh, there's what I want to do. And I didn't become a dream for me. It became a goal. So a goal is much easier to accomplish than a dream, because a dream for me is like, can you fly to Nebraska today? No, that's a dream. So that's how I saw life. And this is what happened. So a lot of people were giving me like, not going to happen. So down the line, as an actor, a lot of people say, well, no, you're an actor. You cannot be creative.
That's not true.
You know that.
Yeah.
You cannot do this and that. So a lot of people lately in the last 15 years are proving everybody wrong, right? Back in the 80s, if you're a TV actor, you cannot be a movie actor. So things are changing. I think it changed with Mark Wahlberg, because the dude was on a poster for Calvin Klein, and he was also nominated for an Oscar. So he can. So that's...
Oh, shit. Gilles, come back.
I'm back. Somebody called me. I don't know why, because I shut it down. So I don't know why he called. Anyway,
take two. Let's go.
So so for me is when somebody you cannot do it, but you feel in your heart that is a passion, and you don't do this for the wrong reasons, then you will make it.
Yeah.
Just don't look back. Keep going at it. Well, keep going at it. Now with this strike is crazy. Of course, when the strike stops, a lot of the things that I built should come up. But I'm veering off toward like a lot of idea about non-scripted. There's a lot of things that I love, specifically in sports, specifically in that realm of things, in sports and nature and survival. I love anything that is survival. Preparing survival, doing things your own, DIY. I am crazy about it, I as much as my wife never had a maid cleaning up her house or a nanny to take care of her kids, I don't like to call anybody to help me build or repair things. I do it myself, and I don't care if it's mechanic or building or anything. I just like to learn and do it myself. So that's more in the realms of things that hopefully will flourish for me.
Good. Listen, one of the nicest, hardworking guys I've ever met in Los Angeles in my life, to be fair. And I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you sitting here and talking to you for the last 55 minutes. I really appreciate it. And you are welcome anytime.
I love you.
And I'm hoping we continue this and we do more. So it's great.
We do more. And you have to come in the house with the family for dinner.
I would love to. I would love to.
Cabin, so your kids would never want to live. Zip line, trampoline, ATVs. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Congrats, man. I'm very, very, very happy.
Thank you. Mr. Gilles Marini.
Peace, guys.